These are not simply firecrackers. Hey everybody, what's up? I am currently in Los Angeles, and I'm hanging out at the What's Trending office, which is like a YouTube channel, and they do shows and they do like pop culture stuff. But I'm here to talk about Berkeley. There have been some developments in the Berkeley situation. Most notably, the woman Louise Rosealma has done an interview with CBS. There's been a lot of talk. Photos of her getting punched have gone viral. And so I want to talk specifically about this and about the politics of the situation, because there's some things that need to be cleared up. First of all, from this video, let's not play games. You can see this man charge at her, punch her in the face. You're not winning any points here, okay? It's not defensible to engage in violence and then act like simply because someone else is violent, it justifies your violence. I'm not gonna back up any of these violence. First, I'm also gonna say, yes, there were racists at the rally in Berkeley, many of them. There's photos of men doing Nazi salutes. These people exist. At the same time, to the people on the left, there were liberals attending this event. There were moderates attending this event, and many of them were having reasonable debates within the space during the event, okay? I actually debated some of these racists. It's on my live stream. We are seeing many people call this a neo-Nazi event, a fascist, a white supremacist gathering. No. It was organized by people I would consider to be right-leaning, Trump-supporting people, but there were others in attendance. So many people are criticizing me for calling it a free speech rally or the Patriots Day event, simply because that's what it was billed as, and because there was a mix of people there. So I can't outright just accuse all of the liberals of being Nazis. It's just not that simple. That being said, addressing the punch in the face of Louise Rosealma, I interviewed her shortly afterwards. She did not go to the hospital. She stayed at the event for a decent amount of time after she got punched in the face, okay? I asked her whether or not she would condemn the throwing of fireworks, some explosives, into the crowds, and she responded first with the revolution isn't effing easy, and I think it's situational. I'm wondering if you or I know you don't speak for the entire group, but do you condemn the throwing of fireworks at people?
Well, the revolution isn't fucking easy. I mean, I got kneed in the face, pepper sprayed in the eye, and some guy tried hitting my head against a rock. I'm just wondering if you think throwing M80s into a crowd of people is justifiable. Well, it's very situational, I think.
Okay, this is a person who does not condemn the throwing of low-level explosives into crowds. Now, I don't like to say explosives or IEDs, but they were throwing M80s and mortars, okay? These are fireworks that explode and launch flares in multiple directions. These are not simply firecrackers. Okay? Furthermore, in her CBS interview, she mentions a smoke bomb went off. It was Antifa that used an improvised low-grade explosive. Again, I don't like saying like IED because it sounds more crazy than it was, but it was some kind of 2-liter bottle filled with I don't know what, and one of the Antifa protesters threw it. It exploded. Smoke was everywhere. Also on my live stream, I live streamed all of this.
Anti-fascist. You'll see waving straight ahead is a red and black flag. Whoa! Heads up!
We are seeing, this is absolutely ridiculous. CBS is doing this interview with Louise, and they're painting it as though she was rushed, she didn't know what was going on. But this is a woman who was holding a glass bottle, who was in the melee herself, who had posted on Facebook that she was looking to bring back 100 Nazi scalps. These are people that once they entered the rally, they immediately crossed the dividing line and got in the faces of the attendees. Although Antifa did cross the barrier first, the police put the barrier back up and separate it. And I did see several instances where people on the rally side started the melee, okay? I don't think anyone is innocent here. But I will say there were many people attending the rally who were doing it peacefully and having real discussions. Now, I've been criticized for calling it a free speech rally when people are saying it was a fascist event. And I've also been criticized for condemning all of Antifa because some of them had been throwing explosives. So this is what I'm going to address. When you are in a group of people and you all decide to wear uniform, I'm not saying a uniform, but they are in uniform, all black, wearing all of the same thing, and they say this to show solidarity, you are aligning yourself with everyone else of that ideology. They wear all black to protect each other from identification and accountability. The police will not be able to identify who is throwing the explosives because they have decided to act the way they do. They all enter the event under the identity of Antifa, for the most part. Though they have different political ideologies, communist, socialist, anarchist, they are there as Antifa, as one group. As mentioned in the CBS interview with Louise Rosealma, she said that they were part of smaller Antifa collectives that came together and traveled from Thousand Oaks to Berkeley. This event was many people who were from different parts of this country, okay? Many of the Antifas were not from Berkeley. Many of the rally attendees were not from Berkeley. People came to this space for this event. Now, someone has asked me whether or not I would call out Antifa as being a terrorist organization, and I think that's maybe a bit hyperbolic. I'm not a lawyer. I don't work in national security law or anything like that, and so I can't determine what is or is not terrorism. What I can say is that I did interview Louise as well as another man who was with her, and Louise did not condemn the throwing of explosives. She said, the revolution isn't effing easy, and I think it's situational. And the young man said, yes, he does feel justified using violence and physical force against other people to push his political ideology.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you have the right to use physical violence against other people to push a political ideology?
I don't think I have a right, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it.
But, so you're justified?
Yeah.
You believe that you are justified to use violence against others to push your political views?
When it comes to fascism, yeah.
Okay. Chris Evans, actor, Captain America, posting, I would love to run into Nathan. And this is a reference to the guy who punched Louise. He has no idea what he's talking about. He wasn't there. And I think it is very dangerous to get a celebrity to back an individual who refuses to condemn the throwing of explosives into a crowd, who was with a group that came and engaged in physical violence and was with a group that threw explosives into crowds. This is a Hollywood actor of huge blockbusters posting what can be interpreted as a defense of this woman simply because he saw a viral video clip. This is what's dangerous. What scares me is that this Antifa group, these people, they are not the left, okay? That is not fair to actual moderates, to actual liberals, to the actual left that would absolutely condemn the throwing of explosives into crowds, okay? Let's make that perfectly clear. The situation is very complicated. When I look at groups that are showing up in uniform, all black, engaging in violence. It's not the first time they've done this. They've done this around the country. We know that these groups are part of smaller collectives that come together and engage in this behavior. They are using violence to push their political ideologies, and many of the people I spoke with that came with that group believed and told me so. They were justified in doing it, and two people that I spoke with refused to condemn the throwing of explosives. I don't know how to make this any more clear. It wasn't just neo-Nazis. It wasn't just white supremacists. There were liberals. There were moderates. I was watching young liberals argue and debate with Trump supporters, and I watched Trump supporters condemn the racists. This event was mixed, but the explosives that were being thrown were coming from Antifa. I don't think anyone should be running to the defense of somebody engaging in violence. That man who punched Louise in the face should not be defended simply because Louise was clutching a bottle. And at the same time, Chris Evans should not be tweeting what could be considered a defense of an individual who doesn't condemn the throwing of explosives and who was engaging in the melee and had said she wanted to bring back 100 scalps. Stop protecting the violence, please, everyone, just for the love of God. There were so many peaceful attendees to that rally. Many of them, I would say, had awful opinions, absolutely did. Many of them I thought were pretty good people. And it's encouraging to see the debate happen in a public space because the only way you're going to change minds is by having real conversations. So everyone, for the love of God, stop protecting those engaging in violence. Okay? Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned because I'm going to make a new video every single day talking about this stuff. I try not to do heavy opinion videos like this, but sometimes it has to be said, okay? Again, thank you all so much for watching. Click the like button, it really does help. Comment below and let me know what you think, because I'm sure this is going to be a huge debate, but I do appreciate all of your thoughts on the issue. Subscribe for more videos like this. Again, I really appreciate all of you for listening this long and hanging out. Stay tuned. More videos to come. I'll see you all next time.